Hey guys, Jengar here. Welcome to today's realistic review in which we are taking a look at the British Gladiator Mark II sitting at 1.3 battle rating. One of the early British biplanes and a pretty nice one to look at, I have to say. A close cockpit, nice design and yeah, typical biplane, very maneuverable and not too fast. The maximum speed in this plane at sea level without whip is 322 kilometers an hour and with whip 330 at 4500 meters. This is 318 without whip and 323 with whip, and at 6500 meters she'll go up to 276 without whip and 279 with whip. Now the whip already really starts to slack off at the higher altitudes. It becomes very slow above 5000 meters and you'll be hard pressed to reach anything close to 300 kilometers an hour there. So yeah, mid to low altitude is where you want to use this plane, and even there this plane is not particularly fast. The top speed in a dive in this plane is 531 kilometers an hour before it redlines and 585 before she rips apart. Now that is also not spectacular. With this plane you are often flying in the 2.0 bracket and there is a lot of planes that are faster in a dive than you. Of course you gotta square this thing off against the other biplanes, and it's quite decent when it comes to the speed in that department, but it is not a very fast plane in its battle rating range. The control stiffening in this plane starts at 300 kilometers an hour and it becomes very severe at 400 kilometers an hour. You really want to pull it out before then actually, and you're also in risk to sometimes rip one of the four wingtips off, so you gotta be careful there. The stall speed in the plane is 800 kilometers an hour, which is quite a good stall speed and quite useful, but the plane isn't too good in the vertical. The climb rate also doesn't support fighting in the vertical, so it does lose a lot of speed in the vertical and it's not the best there. In a dive as well, the acceleration in the plane in a straight line is average. In a dive initially it's good, but eventually the drag of the plane is higher than the acceleration. In the dive really starts to slack off, and yeah, it's difficult to reach the top speed in the plane in a dive. The firepower in the plane is good. You are running with 4 7.7 Browning machine guns with 500 rounds per gun, and I used stealth belts with a 600 meter convergence because it does have some wing mounted guns. The plane has no options for any bomb load, so it's a pure fighter, no real versatility there. Energy retention in the plane in the horizontal is below average, and in the vertical it's no more than average. So yeah, of course the four wings create a lot of drag, and the setup with the wires and stuff like that, all extra drag that slows the plane down in that sense, makes it difficult to keep your speed in the plane. Climb rate in the plane is above average. It is not bad for a biplane, but it's still difficult, especially in the up tiers, and you face a lot of up tiers in this plane. 1.7 planes, 2.0 planes are planes that are used a lot, and there's so many good planes. I mean, if I mentioned just one, the BF 109 E1, it is hell to fly against that thing. Turn time in this plane though is where the fun times start in this plane. The turn time is excellent, and the flaps only rip off at 500 kilometers an hour, which is only in the extreme ends of your dive where you get to 500. So flaps are very usable, and the plane has flaps. I mean, that is already an exception in these early battle rating biplanes. Most of them don't have flaps, and this one does, and it makes the performance in a turn slightly better as well. So there is that. The turn time is where the shenanigans are in this plane and where this plane is fun. The roll rate in the plane is average, and it rolls quite a bit off center. You have a big deviation there in how it rolls, so you have to be aware of that, especially when you're trying to get guns on target. Sometimes it can be problematic while you roll to get the guns there. The maneuverability overall is good. Overheating is not an issue in this plane. Only with extensive web use can you overheat the engine, and then it is easy to cool off. So that is nice, as that guy crashed his plane into the ground. Durability in this plane is decent. It can take a hit or two. And yeah, how to describe this plane? This is just a pure turn fighter. Most biplanes of course excel in that and are not particularly good in the boom and zoom role or the energy fighting role because of their gimped performances with the extra drag the plane has, severely limiting the acceleration and the energy retention, and thus the performance. And but anyway, I mean, there's a lot of planes that can turn well and can do other things right, and with knowing that, you know that you can try to lure planes in with this plane. People think that you are an easy target. A Gladiator, let's get a kill. And then you outmaneuver them, get them in their first turn, and then you're suddenly on their tail. And that is where this plane shines. They can't shake you, they try to dive away. And this plane in dive is not the worst biplane. So there is that, they can't quite shake you off. You poke a little bit at them, you hit them, they turn again, and you have them. So there is a reward in getting them to make mistakes and to get your kills that way. And I did get some joy out of this plane, but I also have to say that there can be quite frustrating times in the Gladiator, as a competent pilot in a BF 109 E1, for example, will make you pull your hairs out. And even planes at 2.3, there's just a lot of planes that are so much better than this plane, especially in the up tiers. And well, there can be fun moments, but you have to go through some frustrating moments before you get your fun moments as well. Especially when you're a beginning pilot, I think that it's going to be a little bit of blood, sweat and tears in this plane. You'll spade her quite quickly though, and in the end you'll learn how to use it and fight against the boom and zooming airplanes, hopefully. You also get shot down sometimes, of course, that's unavoidable. We do get some nice rewards for that 4-kill match. We've got rank does not matter, final blow, terror of the sky, balancer and bulletproof, 12,000 silver lions and almost 2,000 research points. I'll see you in the conclusion. Hey guys, so here we are after the match. The Gladiator is definitely a good looking biplane. Close cockpit, a nice little engine cowling, good looking prop as well. It's a nice little plane, good armament, solid, can take a hit or two, and it's fun in the turning. And that's about it. You know it with the biplanes, especially in the up tiers, the 2.0, which you face a lot in this plane. There's a lot of stiff competition there, you know, the 109 E1s and stuff like that. It can be quite painful to fly in this plane, in that sense. Planes that are much faster than you, much better performance. But of course then the challenge lies in getting them to make mistakes, getting them to turn into them when they zoom up and getting hits in, then make them turn again and they slow down and you can stay on their butt. And then you have the advantage in the Gladiator. So decent little biplane, what else can I say? I had some fun in it, but I also had some frustrating moments in it. I guess you have that in most biplanes, but yeah, this one is no different. And but if you like biplanes and if you like the luring people in and honing your dogfighting skills, then this plane is definitely a fun little bugger. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the review. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button, become part of this community. If you are already a subscriber, don't forget to like the video, do leave me a comment, and if you really feel like helping out today, make sure to share the video with your friends and let them know about the channel.